the session now. So we completed up to day 4, day 3. Day 2 is completed. Day 3. So did we discuss about data types in Python? All these things. List means square bracket, tuple means
No, we haven't discussed
we
it.
haven't. So we covered up to recap. Okay. So when I coming to data types in Python, there are two type of data types available. One is a fundamental data type. Second is object holding single. Fundamental data types means you're holding a single value and assigning mapping to a variable. That is called fundamental data types. If you're coming to normal programming languages, similar like normal programming languages, in Python also we have integer, boolean, string, float, and complex. These are the 5 different data types we have it. Complex may available or may not be available in other programming languages, but mostly it's available. So int stands for integer data type. Float is nothing but with a decimal point. String is nothing but character data. Boolean is nothing but conditional, like true or false outcome. If you are expecting, then it's a boolean. And complex is nothing but it's kind of a combination of some float with a float or float with some other variable, like a pi value. It's a complex 2 plus pi or a plus b into multiply with pi. So which is an imaginary value. When you have imaginary value and you want to map to your variable, then we call it as a complex variable. So let me show you how to create those things. So x equal to 10. Just I have assigned value 10. So print of x, print of id of x, print of type of x. So when you see this one, you have to save it somewhere. So I'm saving. So syntax issue. So double arrows. Now you can see the value is 10. The content, what I'm trying to map to x is a 10. And the address where I stored is the so-and-so number. And it is an integer number. What if I map something like this? 10.4. It has a decimal point. So system is giving a different address and the class is giving us a float. Though if you assign 10.0, it is not going to give the same address as 10. It will give a different address. Now you can see the address is different for a 10 and 10.0. I mean to say 10.0. Is it clear? Similarly, when you want to assign some Boolean operator like true or a false, the first letter should be capital. So true, I'm assigning to x, and I want to display the outcome, the content or value of the x, then id of x and type of x. So you can see this is a true, and the content where I stored the address is so and so, and the class is a boolean. Similarly, sorry, string. So this is the name, and I'm storing into x, and I'm trying to display the content, id of the content, and type of a content. You can see the same, and it's a string str. So this is the way you can able to identify by using a type function. You can able to identify whether it is a string or an integer or a float or a complex. So complex is something like this: 3 plus something 5j, something like this. Imagine j is imaginary value. It's not a real number. You can see this is a complex, and it has some address. Giri and Yamini are getting what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I'm trying to open existing file what I have. What is this Python? So today we are discussing Python 4, and so all these things we already maintained it integer. The same thing I have it float. Float is same. I'm just seeing all these numbers. So if I add something more, I can able to answer those. So this is already there. ID index. Hmm. When I come to just for recap purpose, I already explained you this one. String is a data type, and if you have multi-line comments, like for example, I want to comment more than one line, then better go with triple quotation. If I have single line comment, then you can go with hash, prefix with hash. So when you prefix with hash, that means the system identify that line is not an executable one. It's just for a comment information purpose or a comment purpose. But what if you have multiple multi-line means give a triple quote and write whatever you want to write it and end with triple quote. So when you give the starting of the triple quote to ending of the triple quote, whatever you have the information will not be executed, as well as that is only for information purpose. So the string you can able to go with single quote, double quote, or a triple quote. Three ways you can go. Now you can see here x equal to Amarnath with a single quote, y equal to Paritala with a double quote, z equal to triple quote Venkat. So print type x of type of x, print y of type of y, print z of type of z. Now I want to pick up some label within the string or a word within the string. Then what I can do is print in bracket x square bracket of 2. So as I told you forward index and backward index in the last class, forward index always will be from 0 to n minus 1. Backward index is from minus 1 to minus n. So 2 is nothing but when you have in x Amarnath, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2. So small a will be picked up. Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
And similarly, print x minus x square bracket minus 2. That means it's a negative index, nothing but backward index. Start from minus 1 and second one is minus 2. That means D will be picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear for
Yeah,
both of you?
yeah.
So let me show you this. Now you can see D is picked and A is picked. It's not a capital A, not a first one. Second one, second A. And though you use single quotation, double quotation, or triple quotation, you got the solution like outcome as string data type only. Now I may have a question just for browse it whenever you have a time. When to use single quotation, when to use double quotation, when to use triple quotation. That is my first question. Second question is when to use forward index, when to use backward index. With the same backward index or forward index, I can able to retrieve the data, right? I can go from 0 to minus n, n minus 1, I can able to get it. Or minus 1 to minus n, I'll get my data. Are you getting my point?
Mm-hmm.
For an example, in the same Amarnath, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So if I give minus 6, I'm getting same A only, though if I give 2 or minus 6, I'm getting the same data. Then when to use forward index, when to use backward index? What is possible scenarios? Just think logically. There is no hard code or thumb rule here. Think logically, then you'll come to know answer. Giri and Yamini.
Mhm.
So that is the thing what I'm expecting you to do it. Just think for one day. If you're not getting, then I'll answer it tomorrow.
Okay.
So fundamental data types or traditional data types are I just now as explained you integer, float, string, boolean, and complex. Collection data types are holding multiple values together and store it in a variable by using a data types like list, tuple, set, and dictionary. These are the collection data types. It will contain a large amount of data, more two or more than two values, and storing into single variable. So the example here you can see here x equal to in a square bracket 10 to 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. In this scenario, x is holding contain a holding address, and each value whatever you have it is also have one address. For example, let me show you. X equal to I want to hold multiple values, so I'm just mentioning some numbers. Print of x, comma type of x, comma id of x. Instead of writing in 3 lines, I'm just writing in 1 line. Now print of x in square bracket. I want to retrieve the first number, nothing but 20. If you want to call 10, then mention 0. And then type of x, comma id of x. Yes, I can give extra brackets. Now what you can understand from here.
So it is telling the whatever the number stored in the X, the list,
Uh-huh.
and the type,
Okay.
and also ID.
IDs addresses are same.
ID address for no, only that ID is for index one.
This ID is for what? This address is
That
for what?
ID is for list
For
X.
for X. Though I mentioned ID here, but I'm not getting that. Though I mentioned type here, I'm not getting here.
Mhm.
So what? Why it's not coming? What happened to this?
Okay, index one. We are giving the index, right?
Mhm. To hold multiple values, we are using index.
Yeah.
It's not meaning that we don't have different addresses for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? It should have some addresses, right? To
Yeah.
store it. So that one we'll discuss when I come to list. List will take almost 1 to 1.5 hours. So those
Uh,
are just for knowledge purpose. I'm just telling here the address what you're seeing here for ending with 480 is nothing but a holding address of all these values together like a container. You're maintaining one address, and I'm referring to a new variable called x here.
mhm.
And independently, every variable have some address.
Yeah.
That one also we'll discuss in coming classes. So list when you want to create your own list, we can able to create with the help of square bracket or using a list function. There is a list function which we'll discuss in the coming class. So by using a list function, you can hold multiple values and represent to some variable. So I have an independent variable called 10 and I have an independent variable called 20 and I want to combine together and assign to some variable. So by using a square bracket, I can able to assign. And similar like a list, there is another concept called tuple. Tuple is also holding multiple values, but there is a difference between list to tuple. So not only the giving the brackets, here you are giving the normal brackets. It's not only the brackets, the functionality is also different. When the functionality is different, then only we'll give a different name. So tuple has a different functionality. So you can use a square normal bracket, not a square bracket, and you can assign to X variable. Similarly, like list and tuple, we have a function called set. So the set is going to be at broad level. It's not for independent variable levels. So you can use a curly brackets, flower brackets, and you can assign to a variable. Though all these three variables has a similar functionality, holding multiple values and referring to one variable, assigning to some variable, but internal functionalities are different. Rest will behave separately, tuple will behave separately, and test set will be uh, represent separately. So these functionalities will take almost 2 to 3 hours of time. We'll discuss in detail, one by one. And the final one in your collection data types is a key dictionary. So dictionary is nothing but a key value representation. For an example, if you're calling to call center, press 1 for speaking to call center agent, plus 2 for auto voice responses, plus 3 for something else. So when you give some key punch, system is generating some responding with some value. That is called a dictionary. You can see here x equal to 1 is my key, so responding as a call center. 2 is my key, and you are getting value of auto. Similarly, when you come to some other variable data, when you ask when you represent name as a key, the system is responding with value called Amar, and the age 38. So my first one is going to be your key, second one is going to be your value. It can be any data type. It can be list also again. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
So fundamental data types, as I told you, there are 5 types, which we discussed just now, and I explained you the 5 also, and I have the snapshots here. And Amar, how can I know whether I have a notes for this in the sense? Every screenshot you have the file name. So this file name is already available in Google Drive. Just download it and practice once.
Okay.
So if I'm going back to your files, so today we are discussing about day 4. So go to day 4, you can find all the files.
Mhm.
So in the heading also you can find the snapshot also you can find the same name. If you're not getting here, that title will be the same. So string also I explained you. Single quotation, double quotation, triple quotation. If each character of a string has been identified and accessed by Unix index. So forward index, backward index, as I told you, 0 to n minus 1 or minus 1 to minus n. So up to you, which one to be choose. So when to choose, you decide when to choose. And let me know tomorrow. I'll tell you whether it's right or wrong.
Okay.
So those are the concepts what we discussed so far. And day 5, nothing but today's call. Couple of string exercises. Though that is a data type called string or character data, we can do a lot of exercise on top of that. You can see here I have a string called Amarnath and I'm storing in a variable called x. Now I want to see the length of the string. So you can use the alien function. Alien is nothing but length. This alien function will help me to retrieve what is the length of the string. And I want to retrieve only a particular word from the string. So square bracket, use a forward index or backward index. If it's a forward index, start from 0. If it's a backward index, starts from -1. So second character using the forward index, or first character using the backward index. So since the negative, the last column is like negative, system is taking from -1, -2, and so on. So you can see the outcome like since I want to print x, system printed as Amarnath, and length of x is nothing but system is going to count how many words I have. So system responded as 8, and I want to retrieve the second character from sorry third character from the not second, it's a type of mistake, it's the third character from the string. So 0 1 2, so third character, so I'm getting a. And similarly I want to print um, last character in the string, so -1. So you're getting H. So this is the way you can do some kind of string exercises. And can I do some kind of aggregate functions in string means? Generally not possible, but you can do something like concatenate functions. So you can see here print x plus y. When you use x has a Amarnath, y is a Paritala, I want to concatenate both together, combined together. So when you want to concatenate print x plus y, system responded Amarnath Paritala with the blue color without space. There is no space between Amarnath and Paritala. To give some space, what you can do is you can change your syntax like this: print x plus open and close bracket with one space plus y. So this one space is nothing but a gap between Amarnath and Paritala. Is it clear?
Mm.
Any questions from anyone?
Good, Amar.
Okay. So we can do some kind of string slicing. String slicing is nothing but substitute. You can say you are calling a particular string from the given string, like as you can say subset of string. For an example, I have the data something Amarnath Paritala, a full name, and this is my string, and I'm storing into X variable. So when you print, you'll get the same name, but I want to extract only the some portion of string. So X in a square bracket give forward index or backward index. So forward index is nothing but zero, starting with 0, and I want to extract only the Amarnath. So till n minus 1. So till n minus 1 is nothing but 8. You're getting Amarnath. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is good enough, but if I give 8, then only n minus 1. 7 will be updated. If I give 7, the system will display n minus 1. There is nothing but up to 6th position, D. So ensure that you're giving n up to n minus 1 only, it will be accepted. Through the data. Are clear what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
Similarly, in Amarnath Paritala, I want to display only Pari, P-A-R-I. So give the position, starting position and ending position, backward index. The same Pari, I can go with forward index. Now, I may have a question. Amar, I want to display the entire string starting from P. So starting from P means from here, entire string I want to be display. Do you need to give my starting and ending both means? No. You can give only starting position and colon. Just make the 13 as a blank. System automatically take till the end of the string. Let me show you. X equal to Amarnath Paritala. X of print X of some position I'm giving and just colon, close the parenthesis. Now enter. You can see here the starting position is 5. Then think about the fourth position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth position is A, D, H, and I just mentioned as a blank. So the ending position is last position of the string. So entire thing will be displayed. Is it clear? Any questions, Giri? Am I going fast?
No, ma.
And one keynote here, when you're doing the slicing activity for a string, always try to give from the lower to uppercase, lower to upper number. It's not a case, it's upper number. So here I just mentioned 0 to 8, 0 colon 8. So 0 is the lower and 8 is the upper. So system is consider this. What if I give in a reverse manner, like 8 colon 0? Will the system entertain means? No. System will respond with an error. So sorry, system will respond with an empty string. It will not show anything, no outcome. It's just an empty string. So try to give the row numbers, the position number, index numbers from lower to upper, smaller to larger number. Any questions? And here you have some assignment for your practice purpose. What if I give the lower bound and upper bound? What if I give only the lower bound but no upper bound? What if I give only upper bound and no lower bound? And what if I ignore both? That means there is no lower bound, there is no upper bound. I just given square bracket colon. That's all. And before colon there is empty space, and after colon there is an empty space. So how my system will be react? Can I take negative and positive index together? That means 0 colon minus 4. How the system will be treat? Will the system entertain that? Are getting my assignments?
Yeah.
So right now the examples what I shown you is only either positive index or negative index. But can I take both? Combination of both? Is it possible? If yes, how? So I want to display from 0 to minus 4. Minus 4 is a negative index and 0 is a positive index. 0 to minus 4, nothing but something like this. I don't want to give the execution, just I want to show you. So x print of x colon 0 to minus 4, something like this. 0 is 0 is forward index, positive index. Minus 4 is the negative index. So will it be executed? So, will it be executed? So that is the thing what we need to know. Any questions? Initializing. When you come to string, there are some methods which is already available, predefined built-in methods. So with the help of that, you can do some kind of exercises. So there might be a chance when you have some data, you require to modify into other form, maybe uppercase or lowercase or something. So those scenario how to handle in the sense. You can see here string methods. So the string method, these are built-in methods. So by using an upper function, I can able to convert my string into upper portion. So the function is I have some string which is in lower case and I'm storing into x variable. Print of x. If I use print of x, system will display the same string within a lower case. But I'm using a method dot upper, open and close bracket. When I use this function, system automatically convert the string, lower string into upper string, and it will be displayed. But let me show you. You can see here the first one, capital letters. And if you have some string which is in uppercase and you want to be converted into lowercase, dot lower. It's a method. Clear? Yamani and Giri?
Yeah.
And you want to go for capitalize, nothing but the first word should be capital and rest of the words has to be in lowercase. So you can use capitalize. This is another method. So you can see the third one. First letter is a capital and rest of the words in small letters. Capitalize. Now I want to replace a portion of the string with some other name. So I have a string called Java is easy and I'm storing into X. So when you print X, you can see I'm getting Java is easy. But I want to replace Java as a Python. So X dot replace in bracket the letter what is supposed to be replaced, comma the replacement letter. So Python. So when you see this one, when you print this one, you can see Python is easy. Now one note here, one catch what you have here is I am printing with a replacement. It's not meaning that my core data has been changed. So while printing only I replaced. and I'm now storing this Python replacement in X value. Are you getting my point?
Mhm.
So when you print X again, system is throwing us Java is easy only. The reason is in the printing only I replaced, but not in your core variable. So if you want to be change in core variable, X dot replace in bracket the variable what you want to be changed, comma the string, not variable, the string what you want to be changed, comma the replacement variable or information string. So I'm going to be stored in a new variable called y. When you see print y, it's a now it's become as static. It's not a dynamic. So Python is easy and it's a string type. Clear?
Mhm.
Now I have some data in one column in Excel, wire or SQL. I want to split the data into multiple, maybe like a list, separated by space or separated by commas. So you have some R in TST file, you have some data, and the data has Amarnath, Parital or something, some name I have it. And your company says that no, I want Python supposed to be in one column, is supposed to be in another column, simple supposed to be in another column. You can see here, Python is simple. This is one string according to you, but company is expecting this three supposed to be in three different columns. Wherever you can find space, make it into different column, or wherever you can find commas, use separate column. So this string I'm storing into a new variable called x. I have a inbuilt method called split. So x dot split in bracket. What is the splitting criteria? So how you are splitting, on what basis you are splitting, in the sense I have a space between one variable to other variable, one string to other string. So I'm just using open and close bracket. If I have a comma here, I'll give comma, which is my separator. Are you getting my point?
Mhm.
So split, open and close bracket, and I'm storing into a variable called y. So when you see type of y, you can see data looks like this. So Python is easy, it's a string. But when you're splitting, I'm splitting into multiple columns, storing into the same variable. So Python is one variable, one string, easy is another string, simple is another string. So multiple strings are there, and I'm holding into one variable, so it becomes a list. Clear? Any questions? You may have some test file in your system, or you're getting from your third party or a vendor, and it's telling that just do some kind of exercise, make every field into another column. So you can see here 101 is a room number or a flat number or an employee ID, Amar account ID, and his address is Mumbai, storing into a variable called emp. When you print emp, sorry, when you print emp, you can see the same information like a string, no difference. But your expectation is every column, every information should be separated and maintained into some column. So what I did here is emp.split. What is the separate here from one information to other information means a comma. So I given comma. It's not meaning that when you have a comma or a space, you can do any special character or any character which is a separator. You can mention here, maybe asterisk or maybe at the rate. So whatever is applicable, you give that one, which is special, which is separated from one value to other value. Are you getting? So once you use separator, you can see the data like this: 101 Amar, the number and location, and its class is a list. Now from the list, for my requirement purpose, I want to get some data only, not full data. I want to get my Amar as a first column. Second column supposed to be 101, maybe ID. So print in y bracket, the data is stored in y. If you see here in y, my first one supposed to be the name. So I'm using index 0 and 1. So 1 square bracket 1 comma, second I want ID supposed to be displayed, so y comma 0. So you can see here Amar 101. Any questions? Hello, Yamini and Giri.
Omar.
Yeah.
No, no.
So that way you can do it. And you have one more method, inbuilt method called count. I want to know how many times the particular word has been repeated. For a developer may not be that much useful, but when you are coming with a small large amount of data, which is like a feedback from the customers, maybe 1 million data, 2 million data, and I want to say how many people given a term called bad or not satisfied. Some words they want to be count, how many times it got repeated in the overall records. So those scenario you can use a count function. So the count function, for example, you can see hello, 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 how are you? Some word is there, some string is there. In this string, if you want to be count how many times a particular substring is there or particular word is there, how many times it got repeated, you can use a count function. So x dot count in bracket hello. So my system is going and check how many times hello word is repeated. But ensure that Python is a case sensitive. If however you given in the same pattern, it will check. For if you have capital H here, system will not be considered this one. So it should be small only. Or if you have particular letter, how many times it got repeated, you can use letter also. So system is going to say 3 times hello was repeated, 4 times H is there. How are you in how are you also? How H is there. So system shows 4 times. Clear?
Yeah.
And strip removes the blank spaces before and after the string. For example, when you are getting the data from TXT file or a CSV file, you may have prefix or a suffix with a blank spaces. Right now you can see hello Amar. You have some space before H and after R you have some space. If you want to remove that spaces, what you can do is you can use a function called strip. Now I want to see the length of this string. So when you are seeing the length, system also consider the spaces. Are you agreeing with that?
Yes. Yes.
So you can see hello before H I have two spaces, after H I have two spaces. So the total length is 14. But when I after applying a strip function, when you see the space, is the length is 10 and there is no space before and after string, before H and after R.